we got everything cleaned up. Got a pretty great shave with this soap. It is actually good stuff and didn't get any irritation this time, so it must have calmed itself down. So this is Soap for Hope. It was the first one that I'd seen in 2015. The second one I bought and then I piffed it away. I used the Game Changer 80. I'm getting confused between 84 and 68. These are the 84 with the silver blue. I used my Razor 400, and I'm finishing up today because I don't have a rose scented aftershave. I plan to rock the Veg, and this is a glugger because it doesn't bother me. Sometimes it smells like urinal cake, but other times it's wonderful. Spouse unit doesn't care for it much, but who am I to judge? So that's it for my shave today. Thank you for coming to visit me, and as always, see me on the Shaving Cadre or on YouTube, where there's lots of guys I'm discovering doing vlogs on shaving. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye, my friends, and thanks for joining me again for another edition of Shaving with Rich. Today's shave is brought to you by Soap for Hope. This is an oldie but goodie. It's been aging in my soap cabinet for a while. We'll be using my 400 Razor 400 and the Razor Game Changer 84 with the silver blue blade still in it. I've loaded already, or I've already done my thing, and we'll try to get some lather going. This isn't one of my favorite soaps, but I'm coveting the container. It has a wonderful, beautiful wooden bowl, and I don't want to waste the soap. It's not much of a floral guy in the first place. And then last time I used this, or maybe another rose scent, I'm not sure which, I had a little bit of a reaction to it. Rose oil perhaps doesn't get along with me too well. My face got all red, kind of itchy. So I've been kind of avoiding it, hoping that maybe the rose oil will tone down with age, and that's what this is all about today, seeing how that theory turns out. This is also an off-schedule shave. Woke up this morning, I'm not sure what happened. Either I had a big burst of testosterone to my system, or my last shave wasn't as close as it needed to be, but today I felt pretty ragged when I was checking the status. So face said it's time for a shave, and so here I am. Maybe I'm getting more manly in my old age, I don't know. Stuff lather's real good. I'm adding more and more water to it. This is that super lather experiment still going on. I made another batch and removed the vinegar from the water. Made another batch without vinegar, just glycerin and water. It's distilled water, so because my water is real hard here at the house, I thought maybe if I used distilled water, I'd have a little better chance of getting what the designers have in mind when they make soaps. And looks like I'm getting a pretty good lather from this. My mother used to grow roses a lot. She liked her roses. And so she always had cut roses around the house. Brings back memories, some good, some not so good. She also liked irises in there. They're still going strong back there in the back of the yard. You don't really have to do anything for irises, just mow around them. And then after they're done blooming, you mow them down and they come back the next year. It's magic. Roses, they take a lot more work. So they're gone now. We lived all together here when Dad was sick, and so I took care of him, and then Mom when she got sick. And now that they're both gone, I'm here and I have all their stuff to deal with, which is kind of how I got started in shaving, with like this. I've told the story in my journal, but I don't know if I've ever told you guys the story how I got started with wet shaving. And just all started out because I'm cheap. I was in a hurry. This is before I retired, and I was an electric shaver before I started wet shaving. Dad used electric razor, and as far as I could ever remember, I never remembered him doing anything other than that until he got real sick. He had Parkinson's, and then Mother started shaving him with she used an injector on him, and it was a type M. I tried to find his before I bought mine as an adjustable injector. I never did find it, but maybe back to the story. I was getting ready for work, and my electric razor crapped out. It wouldn't work with the batteries, and I plugged it in and it still wouldn't work. So that day I had been doing something. I used one of Dad's razors, and it was pretty good. And then hunting through some of his stuff, I found his old DOP kit. And to my delight, I found a Fat Boy and two actually Henkel straight razors. And so my first couple of shaves were with cartridge and goo, and then I found blades. He had a big, like a brick of razor blades. They were Wilkinsons, but they were mostly all rusted together into a big hunk of steel. But there were a few blades that were still usable. I didn't know any better, so I used a few of those blades before I bought new ones. And then I started buying just the dime store blades. I guess they're Personas, the ones you get from Walgreens or CVS. And then I did that for a while, and then I had my electric razor refurbished. There was a battery place here locally that put new batteries in anything, and so they took my razor apart, put new batteries in it. So I kind of did that for a while. Then I retired, looking for hobbies, and that razor crapped out again. So that's when I found the other place, Badger and Blade, where we started. Ran into a bunch of great people there, and launched this ship. I was mostly a straight shaver starting out, and I got a goodly number of straights in my collection, which I'm going to have to reactivate in order for them to justify their existence. Mostly I have Swedish razors a whole bunch of class torn blooms, which were my first love, aside from Henkel's. I like that spineless design. It's not a, what some people call it, a rattler grind, I guess. I like it very much. Arnie, can't remember his handle now, it's kind of getting away from me, but he kind of encouraged me in my collecting. And I ended up getting a 7-day set of those class torn blooms. Well, they weren't originally a 7-day set. They were 7. What did I do? I nicked off something right there. 7 new old stock blade blanks. They were in some guy's drawer that used to work at the Torn Bloom factory when they shut down, and it was an estate. And so I bought those razors and sent them to Doc to have him hone them up, put the new bevel on them, and as far as I know, that's the only weak set of class torn blooms I've ever seen. I don't know if they ever made them or not. It's pretty neat though to have a box full of matched razors. They're not all identical because they were made by hand. Those razors are, a couple of them are, they're a little bit longer than each other, and some are just small differences in their shape or makeup, but they're essentially the same razor. And that could be why they were in this guy's drawer. They might have been blems or something that he was tinkering with when he took them home. We may never know. But that pretty much led me here. Made great friends, and fell into a great community of people. Found out wet shavers tend to be people roughly my age, and we all kind of long for the simpler times when steel was steel and men were men and all that stuff. Pirates still roamed the earth, or I don't know. It was a simpler day back when these things were popular, and it's something we all like. We all seem to like D&D. At least we all know about the die. By the way, I'm on number 8 for this blade. I didn't get much feedback at all. Even that little spot where I dinged myself, it doesn't hurt. I'm going to clean up my spot here, and I'll be right back. We're back. We got everything cleaned up. Got a pretty great shave with this soap. It is actually good stuff, and didn't get any irritation this time, so it must have calmed itself down. So this is Soap for Hope. It was the first one that I'd seen in 2015. The second one I bought, and then I piffed it away. I used the Game Changer 80. Why I'm getting confused between 84 and 68. These are the 84 with the silver blue. I used my Razor Rock 400, and I'm finishing up today because I don't have a rose scented aftershave. I plan to rock the Veg, and this is a glugger because It doesn't bother me. Sometimes it smells like urinal cake, but other times it's wonderful. Spouse unit doesn't care for it much, but who am I to judge? So that's it for my shave today. Thank you for coming to visit me, and as always, see me on the Shaving Cadre or on YouTube, where there's lots of guys I'm discovering doing vlogs on shaving. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.